For all the Jural Assemblies Part 36 State Assemblies posted the 23rd of February 2019 by Anna von Reitz. Now that you know what a lawful person is, be aware that our assemblies, both the soil jurisdiction assemblies of the state republics, and the land jurisdiction assemblies of the states are exclusively populated by lawful persons. This is because only lawful persons who are still attached to physical reality and to specific locations in space can populate the soil and land jurisdictions, which are likewise geographically and physically defined lawful persons. This follows the biblical law of kinds. Lawful jurisdictions, land and soil, are populated by lawful persons. So the American government is composed of 3 unions of different kinds of states, and 2 of those unions, the United States, soil, and the United States of America, land, are owned, operated, and governed by lawful persons. The state assemblies control the international jurisdiction of the land and sea, which includes international trade, except that the constitutions made significant concessions delegating away some of their powers in the international jurisdiction of the sea, not all, to the British King. The State General Assembly is composed of electors, both state nationals and state citizens who own land within the borders of their state can serve as electors of the General Assembly. They are chosen at the county level by people who are qualified members of the soil jurisdiction Republican states. 2 electors act as deputies, fiduciary officers, for each county. Most states hold their General Assembly after the holidays, and it can run for as little as a weekend or stretch on for months, depending on the business that has to be addressed. Because the land and soil are inextricably combined, eligibility as a soil jurisdiction Republican state national or citizen automatically qualifies one to be a state national or state citizen, and for practical purposes people from the republics act as people representing their state in international jurisdiction, so that both land and soil are populated at the same time and by the same people. Only some of them are further tasked to do business for the state. The State Jural Assembly takes up judicial issues that affect the people of the state and the enforcement of the public law, including enforcement of the constitutions and running the People's Court and elections related to the courts and peacekeeping functions and officials. Unlike the State General Assembly, the State Jural Assembly runs all year long and pretty much 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. The State Jural Assembly, like the State General Assembly, is composed of qualified jurors who are state citizens and state electors, that is, people of the Republican states who have volunteered to serve the state government in the capacity of jurors. Jurors are typically not paid unless they are called to serve as part of a jury, either a grand jury or a trial jury. Sheriffs and justices, both state justices and justices of the peace, clerks, bondsmen, coroners, and other elected and hired members of the People's Court are paid either a monthly salary or on a case-by-case basis, or as agreed upon. The State Executive Assembly is elected at the State General Assembly as one of the first acts of the State General Assembly each year. The State Executive Assembly continues to function throughout the year and is enabled to conduct routine business for the state, including issuing public notices, conducting elections, overseeing use and sale of state resources such as timber sales and public land leases, preparing ballot initiatives for the General Assembly, and serving as an interface for communications with the federal government, including direction of the federal state corporation, once we get organized to complete the reconstruction of the federal states of state. The State Executive Assembly also has the power to call the State General Assembly into special session if needed. State Executive Assemblies are basically committees of astute businessmen who have a State Assembly chairman and a State Treasurer and a State Secretary and State Executive Assembly members from the land districts within the state. These are called postal areas today to delineate them from the sea-going postal districts. Together the General Assembly, Jural Assembly, and State Executive Assembly conduct the international business of each state of the Union, and work together to enforce the public law, make decisions about land and natural resources, ensure protection of property rights, postal roads, free public elections and other business of the state. As has already occurred to many people, the lack of regularly meeting and well-defined state general assemblies has left federal caretakers like the BLM in charge of state lands and policies regarding state land and resources for far too long. Let us also note that our federal states of states are supposed to be involved at a federal level in representing our states internationally and globally, but owing to the fact that we have not reconstructed our confederated states of states, that federal duty has been usurped by territorial states of states, a situation that leaves our states and people largely at the mercy of the British monarchs and popes. We must reclaim our natural birthright political status now that we know that we have suffered gross breach of trust and unlawful contracting processes pretending to establish commercial contracts with infants, and we must boot up our state assemblies and enforce the actual constitutions on these renegade service providers. Please hit subscribe, like, share, embed, and get ready for many more Anna von Reitz article videos.